set the sound. Yeah, okay. So since Bo has been waiting and I'm still not ready, but I figured I would just go ahead and go live. So if you join me within the next couple of minutes while I'm still setting up, that's what it is. I'm getting ready to move my uh, stools back over here. And oh, let's mute that because I did not realize it wasn't. And then when we get more people in here, I'm actually gonna take the plastic off of them and show you guys the stools. I've done a video like way. I think it's like at least 3 years ago is the last time I showed off the stools. Don't quote me on that, but yeah. Since some of the new people may not have seen them, I figured since I was moving them back over here anyway, moving it back to where it was, I would go ahead and show you guys what they look like. So let me turn this light on. So the green, woo, yeah, wasn't ready for my close up. Boy, that's bright. Okay, so that's what we're doing. I usually have to sit up here. Oh, watch that. How bright it is. There's 3 different white ones. Oh yeah, yeah. When I turn on like that, yeah. Yeah, and when I have these glasses on, there's a major glare sometimes, and I can't see because of that. Yeah. I mean, that's what these are for. The blue light. Yeah. Yeah, yeah, and it really does mess your eyes up. That have noticed those lights. So all of your phones, there's a setting on your phone that you can change so that it filters that out. But they started selling these blue light filter glasses like several years back.
Interviews where they're like they're doing interviews on the news and they're all acting like it's a defect in the light. I'm like, yeah, right. They got them on in Asheville all the way to
all the time.
Everywhere.
Yeah, that's
it's a defect, so they're behind.
Yeah, I was gonna say that's bullshit.
He's got videos about there's like 2, and it's like from all over the United States. So they're doing it everywhere. That's what's crazy. So everywhere's got those blue, and those blue lights are actually meant to freaking really mess with us. Like,
yeah, don't you remember that video that we watched on Age of Truth TV?
Yeah.
That Claire Edwards talks about the blue light filter, and then that other dude, Mark Steele, he wears the sunglasses in his interview, and he talks about there's a patent on that shit that they have, which was just crazy to me. That's why I think I have a short that talks about that too, about some of the patents that they have. There's one more thing that sets up that I'm missing, but you know what? I know what I'm gonna put there. Huh? And that also needs some water. You're fine. Plus, nobody can see you. Me and Claudia were talking about that too. She was like, no. I can't be on camera and plus, you know how I am. I'll just give them my opinion and it'll be biblical. And I love my best friend Claudia. She is like she's awesome. She is. She No, she blew me away though last night when we were talking about the movie soundtracks, and I was like, "So, what's your favorite movie soundtrack?" And she was like, "Pulp Fiction," and I was like, "Claudia," I was like, "You didn't hear her say that, Lord? Really?" She was like, "Dude, I know every word of that movie by heart." She was like, "That soundtrack is shit." So yeah, I did not know that about her. I did not know that about her. So then we started talking about Quentin Tarantino movies. That's what we were doing when you knocked on the door. We were talking about our and I am like always undecided on yeah, my bread box. I felt whenever I turned on the camera this morning and I realized that wasn't. That's where it always sits. Yeah, it always sits there because you can see the "Don't be a dick" sticker. That's it. But when I realized that it wasn't sitting there, I was like, that the nakedness of the wall right there, I could, yeah, I could not do that. Just wasn't feeling it this morning. That whole naked wall thing. Uh, so thank you guys for joining me. What day? It's Saturday, right? Saturday, December the 2nd, which December, the Sagittarius season, that's what I should say. It's because it's end of November, end of December, into December. It's Sagittarius season. And of course, that's my favorite because I'm Sagittarius. And my most recent grandson is a Sagittarius who arrived, what, 7 days ago now? 8 pounds, 8 pounds, I think 1 ounce and 20 inches long. His name is Adrian. So we call, of course, as soon as I text Papa Squatch was telling him about it, he's like, "Yo, Adrian." So that I'm forever gonna say that too. Like, which is I will I love the name. I'm a little bummed out because for the whole like 2/3 of the pregnancy, it was gonna be this other name, which I also liked for like a whole nother story, a bunch of reasons. Felix. No, no, no. I don't. I don't think I wouldn't. I think I might have protested if they would have come at me with that one. I liked Felix. The middle name was always the same, and all of the kids have Spanish Italian names, but the middle names are like weather related or like some nature thing. Uh, and his is Kai, which is yeah, which means the ocean. Yeah. So yeah, yeah. That's and his is the ocean, and then oh boogers. For a split second, I about forgot Gigi's middle name. The middle child, who I'm not gonna pick favorites because all three of my grandchildren are just effing awesome because they're my grandkids. But um, the middle one, his name is the nickname for his name is Gigi, and that's what the kids call me is Gigi. So I call him Gigi Junior. So yeah, if I get started on the grandkids, I will literally be like stuck on them all day because I mean, oh my god, they're so cute and their cheeks. I just that grandkids make me stupid. They make me act like a whole blubbering ass idiot, but that's okay because they're so worth it. They could also, because I'm so protective of them, turn into a complete homicidal maniac if it was necessary. But so far so good. I'm doing good on that. Got a birthday coming up soon. I always forget until people start going, "So, what do you want for your birthday?" And I'm like, "Birthday? Oh yeah, yeah, yeah." I was looking at tapestries at the smoke shop last night. They have so many in there, and there's so many of them are like super cool and would look, I think, look really cool behind. But my art looks really good too, so it's like, mm, I don't know, trying to decide. I'm not what I don't know what to tell people when they ask me what I want for a gift. And so I do better if they just surprise me with something that they think I would like. And usually, if it's a book, honestly, I know that's really weird, but that's never failed. Or a gift card to a bookstore. That has always been a win. And with me, seriously, I know my daughter's dad's mom would every year. This I would get the newest scent of Bath and Body Works that they had out, the most recent, whatever it was, the body wash, the body spray, all that. She would get me all of that, and then it would be like some kind of gift card to like Books a Million when Books a Million was still around, which I don't think it is anymore. Because Barnes and Noble, I thought Books a Million was great. I read true crime books, so I'd go in there and get like a book every single week. I think Jeff still has a lot of my true crime books, actually. Yeah, I'm surprised he didn't throw those away. But that's the cool thing about him too. He's like a lot like me, kind of sentimental about stuff. We just care about things. I guess is what you'd say. I don't know. Yeah, we're sentimental. I am. And I gotta be sentimental about the most random, weirdest stuff imaginable. Like I can make it sentimental. Find something relative to it. The weather is really sucky here right now. Like it's been rainy for like 2 or 3 days. I have naturally curly hair, so when it rains, after this has been straightened, it will start getting like frizzy and start curling up, and I don't like that. So me and the rain, we usually are not like friends, like not at all, not even a little bit. And I missed. There's some stream, like there's something that has been going. There's something that was going on over at Flo's channel, and if you guys, some of you guys do know, because some of you guys have come over here from there or Sasquatches, but some of my subscribers probably don't know who Flo is unless they've seen the live that he's on over here. He talks about all kinds of stuff to do with personality types and shit like that. Random stuff, a lot of random stuff, but a lot of really cool stuff and interesting stuff that I'm interested in, especially. But there's something going on his channel that he did a premiere yesterday, right? And I didn't get to catch all of it, and I didn't get to catch the first part of it. I just remember specifically the guy that was on there, and everybody was like wanting to chime in and argue with him, clap back. I don't know. Anyways, I do remember the guy saying that he was like one of the like founding members of Anonymous, allegedly. And that just ain't sitting with me. Like, right. Like, no, I'm sorry. No. Said no person with Anonymous fucking ever. Like, that is literally counterproductive to the entire idea behind Anonymous. I mean, that's like the dude that did RC Christian with the God stuff. Ain't nobody ever gonna know who the hell that is. Never gonna happen. Never gonna know. But somebody from Anonymous is gonna come out and say, "Yeah, I really, you got a mask?" Because I don't really even believe you're with Anonymous unless you have one of those masks. Y'all know what I'm talking about. If you ain't got one of those, doesn't that come with like your membership when you get into the Anonymous club? You get the mask and you get the hoodie and you get a little laptop that you sit in the corner of a basement somewhere and just spread information and I guess I don't know. I don't keep up with Anonymous that much, but I do know enough about them that sounds like the most absolutely absurd thing that anybody would. Just why, sir? Why? I mean, is it? I guess it's for like clout, or that's the only reason I can think of that anybody would say that ever. I mean, or just to stir up shit, just to I guess generate a conversation. Because ever since I heard that, that keeps coming back up in my head. At random parts of the day, I'll be sitting around and I'll be like, so, and I'll be talking to my friend about it. I'll be like, so let me tell you what this dude said. I was like, told him everything I just told y'all. And he was like, yeah, no, that does not even, I was like, that's what I'm saying. And I'm sorry, Mr. Guy that said that was on Flo's channel. I'm not trying to discredit you. I'm just trying to understand, like, why the fuck would you say that? That's all. That's all. I'm just trying to understand. Yeah, just for clarification for my own, for my own sanity, because literally that was days ago when I first heard that, and here this is Saturday. I'm still like, why the fuck would you say that? Like, help me understand, sir. And that is where a lot of my questions for anything are coming from, obviously a curiosity and interest or more clarification, because I literally am a dumbass in the subject matter and don't know what we're talking about. So I just need to know. And that brings me to my next point, which is this ongoing back and forth that has been occurring in the comments of one of my shorts. I think it is one of my shorts. Pretty sure it has to do with the short had to do with Jeffree Star. The back and forth has nothing to do with any of that. And everything to do with this person literally just wanting attention, which they got. And apparently they're wanting the last word, which they're not going to get, at least not on my channel. That is the beauty of YouTube's platform in and of itself, is that each individual creator has their own channel, their little happy space, which is what my channel is my happy space away from the madness that is my freaking life. So if there's, and I don't always get to have the last word in real life. In fact, seldom do I get to have the last word in real life, which is why if there's anywhere that I'm going to have the last word, it's going to be on my channel. And I've told this person that multiple times. And they could literally drop off the channel, not comment for a whole nother year. And the second they show back up in my comments a year from now, trying to get the last word, I'm like, that's great. Not happening. Still not getting the last word. I'm that petty over some things. Like, I mean, really though, it's my channel. And I said what I said. And none of what they were saying makes sense. And we have been having an argument for literally, I think it was almost 3 weeks now. At one point, them saying that I had allegedly said some stuff, which was, let's agree to disagree, which is cool. I resonate with that and I can agree with that. Only thing is, I didn't say that. They said that. And then told people, it's like, why don't we just do what you said and let's agree to disagree? And I was like, okay. I thought about that for a little while. I was like, I don't think I said that. So I went into my studio, went and checked all the damn comments and replies. And they had said that like 2 days prior to making that comment to me. So I was like, okay, either this person is a whole ass idiot or they're just trying to fucking gaslight me, which they did, clearly, because I was like, okay, so you said that, not me. And I don't know what you want to come of this. Either it's attention or the last word. And you're getting attention. The only thing I can do other than what we're doing right now is do a live stream and read out this whole fucking thread. But at the end of the day, you still ain't gonna get the last word. Like literally not fucking happening, not happening, not happening. It ain't happening. Why? Because, like I said, I'm petty. I'm so petty over some of the most dumbest shit. Huh? No, Tom Petty's awesome. He would probably agree with me. Did you know that he did a voice on King of the Hill? No. How dare you? He was actually Lucky. What's her name? Luann's boyfriend, the guy with the buck tooth and the long hair that always wore the wife beaters. Lucky that, yeah. Tom Petty did his voice. Yeah. I thought that was so cool when I found out. I was like, oh man, that is freaking awesome. I like him so much more now. Well, Luann's mullet, I never could get past that though. I'm sorry. I just couldn't. I love Brittany Murphy though. That was sad. I love Brittany Murphy. I don't know what they did about that. I care. I'm about to Google that because I literally don't know. Good morning, Snark and Sass and Joe and Boa. I gotta give Boa like mega props because he's like my biggest hype person. He was in here probably before I got out of bed this morning because I forgot that I had scheduled this so early. And my friend comes upstairs and I'm still in bed. He goes, you know, you got a live in like 30 minutes, an hour. I was like, oh shit, I do. Oh yeah, I gotta get up. I gotta get this why I'm late. So, but Boa was just sitting in there quietly, chilling, waiting. Nobody was in there with him. Just Boa and chat all by himself. And Emma not even out of bed yet, just sleeping away. And I slept on my neck wrong, like it was all fucked up on the side of the bed. There's no excuse for that either, not with a bed that size. And I was the only person in it. There's no damn excuse why my neck should have been that way. But I just crawled over the bed and died, I guess. Exactly. I get when I lean in sometimes like that, I'm reading the notification that's coming off YouTube. It's usually some Fox affiliate out of some random state anywhere in America. That one was from Utah, and it was about candy canes. Speaking of random news stations and Fox affiliates, there was one that I watched last week out of Houston. So they have a segment that they do. I don't know if it's like once a week at night or it's like part of their night segment every weeknight or whatever, but it's more like uh PG-13 and above like subject matter. And so last week, whenever I stumbled upon it, it was literally called, and so it must be every night because it was called Kink Week. Yep. On the news, on the local news in Houston, they have a whole last segment. Huh? Yeah. Oh, I probably could. I just don't know how to do that. And it would, there'd be so many sound issues. But anyways, I can definitely leave a link for that Fox. I think it's like it's definitely Fox News in Houston. You, and trust me, it ain't gonna be hard to look up. And I think I shared the link with a couple of people. I think I shared it with Sasquatch, probably shared it with Flo, because how is that on the news and why? I'm just again, it's one of those things where I'm just like, okay, Houston. And the chick that runs the nightcap thing that they do over there, or whatever, her name is Carolina. So I was like, that's funny, because I live in Carolina. But like, why? And they really went through everything you could think of that week in regards to kink. Like, yeah, everything. There was like a whole last thing about ropes and stuff, and then BD, because people apparently want to know. I guess people in Houston are writing into their local news station talking about, can you do a segment on BDSM? Because like I'm interested, but I don't know, I don't know what's going on with that community. So like I was just, you are the local news, you know how they used to do that over here with WLS. It was you. Who is it? You would write in the stand. Remember? Yeah. It would, with our local news, you would ask Stan, but Stan was actually over the sports section.
That'll make poor Stan blush.
Stan was shit, and then it was John Lee, and then when he retired, then now it's John. So you write in, and that's a normal thing that they do. But I guess in Houston, they was even not I said right like because I'm fucking old. They was emailing. Do people still they still sell notebook paper because they have to, right? It's in schools. Kids still use that, right? It's like a thing. I'm about to text my son. Like, I know it's 10 a.m. on a Saturday, but just a quick question. Do you guys still use notebook paper? Still going? Okay, just checking. I didn't know. Like, I figure everything was like totally digital now. It's just you come into school, you get your tablet, and you get everything's on the tablet. Turn the tablet in at the end of the day with your assignments on it, and the teacher goes in the tablet and checks your shit. That's me assuming shit. That's what I get for assuming. School would be so fucking hard for me now. I'm telling you, it was hard enough back in the day, and I'm not dumb, but like I'm not like a genius. But I can't imagine. And then you factor in all of the like environmental stuff that's going on with today's generation versus like our generations and stuff. Like, bless, like they'll never know what it was like to have. You remember when you used to get the notes on the paper, but like you folded it a certain way, so like it had different messages or that game. What was it? Yeah, but you like, you know what I'm talking about? Yeah, one of the games was like push, and you would like you'd pick the different letters and then you open it up, and then inside it meant there was something different on each little folded paper. Or when you would write the little love notes and then you would fold it to where it looked like an envelope and then pull a tab and then the whole thing would open up. I don't even know if I could still fold the paper like that. It's been, but I used in the gel pens. Do you remember the gel pen craze? Like every girl had a pencil pouch that had like 150 different kinds of gel pens. You had pastel colors and basic bitch colors, and then like the glittery colors, and then neon colors, black. Oh my gosh, gel pens were awesome. And then of course everybody started. I used to get in trouble for drawing on myself in class. I don't know why they get. I don't know why they get mad at me for that. I just did it because I was like bored with whatever they were teaching that day. So like I would just like grab a pen and start doodling on myself for like no reason. And I guess it started getting like out of hand, or the teachers were worried about me getting like ink poisoning or some stupid shit like that. But I would just sit around and draw on my hands all the time. Just on. I guess that's why I ended up getting hand tattoos, because I don't draw on my hand anymore. Since I got the hand tattoos, I don't. Well, I write on my hand if I don't have paper. Like the other day, I didn't have paper, but I had a permanent marker, so I was writing on my hand. I wonder if kids still do that. No, they color with Sharpies nowadays. Sharpies are cool too. It's just they're permanent, and that that's hard to get out. If it says if it's permanent ink, it's hard to get out. So, oh yeah, that's what I was gonna do. I was just waiting on more people to get in. I'm gonna move my bread box, and then I'm gonna take the black bags off of the stools and show you guys the stools, because some people have seen the stools in some of my older videos, but I about went to sleep. I've been sitting on. Other people have not. So I did these stools several years back. I painted them, and then on the top of them, I did a paint pour, but I taped off the astrological signs that me and my friend have. So one is a Sagittarius, and the other one is a Pisces. Um, is and there's like a paint pour, and then the astro sign is in the middle of all that and was taped off. So yeah, it was a really long process, and it was actually something that I had started doing before I ever started doing my channel, and started doing the art on my channel. So I don't think I have, but oh, I know that I do have a part of where I'm varnishing them to get the paint to stay. I do have part of that on in a video, as I found it yesterday. Actually, I stumbled on it yesterday. Back this up. Why I back it up so I can get in here. Show you guys. Let's see. Let's do this one first. And the reason why I have bags on them is because honestly, I don't want them getting bumped into and like then getting sick in the process of, oh yeah, so they are these are the heavy duty contractor bags, so it's the really thick plastic, but underneath that they're also double bagged in regular trash bags, like because I care about my art. I don't want to mess it up. And they need to be these regular bags need to be redid anyways, because they've gotten poked holes in them and stuff. So I figure I might as well just do that and show you what they look like. These are saleable. These are not taped on, and they got holes in them, so I was redo it. Clearly, I knew what I was doing, huh, when I was packaging these bad boys up. This one looks like it is hot. Yeah, that's the pasta. And you can see it just like that. And then I do the pour on the top of it. And there are multiple different pours. So it's like the fire and water. And then that's random pour. And it's white with glow in the dark glitter glue mixed in with it. So, and then all that squiggly stuff is colored random pour, just dripped all over it. So pretty funky looking skulls. And then they've got like a mad amount of varnish on it. So now let's show you the other one being, of course, see, I'm still gonna cover it up while I'm sitting here because I do not want it getting boogered up. Just because I bump into it all the time. I'm clumsy. I don't like that. I don't know how to do it. There we go. That's what I'm saying. That's probably really good. Okay. Either way, it's covered up for now. I can do that later after this is over. Yeah. Okay. Now we'll do that. The other one is mine. It's right here. It's the Sagittarius. Now, I do not remember if I did cores on it like I did the other ones. I don't think it had tips and stuff on it. That one happened much quicker. Oh, yeah. Okay. I'm more proud of this one. This one looks way cooler. Well, come on. Or come off is what I really mean to say. Okay. So it's got what looks to be a lime green and purple and a teal colored pour with the Sagittarius sign taped off, or not taped off, like I painted it in different areas on it. And then the top of it looks like this. And it has that really, really cool pour on the top. I don't know if you can see the glitter that's in there or not, but it's very sparkly, very glittery. But yeah, that's why I keep them covered. I used to have a canvas painting that has this same marbly pinkish purple with a little bit of yellow in there. But I gave it to a friend of mine who well, they're not my friend anymore. They are definitely not my friend anymore, and we will talk about that in just a second. Because he's not actually been like purposely in some of my videos, but like people that have been subscribed to me from the beginning of my channel like probably know who I'm talking about. They're aware of my one friend that I call Jeezy. I call him Jeezy. It's just his nickname because I don't really want to go around just doxing all my friends like that. It's not cool. Especially without their dang permission. Let me pull this back over there. Yeah. But yeah, so like, okay, there is a series of videos on my channel called If I'm not mistaken, it's called Blueberry Blunts and the Black Onyx Ring or something like Blueberry Blunt Wraps and the Black Onyx Ring or some shit like that, right? And that whole ass series is about this particular person and some fucking fucked up shit that they did to me. And I guess they felt like it was something that was trivial. I guess they feel like, and I should just get the fuck over it. But I got news for them. I certainly was not going to just get the fuck over it for one. That was never going to happen. We were definitely going to have to deal with that issue at some point, but I definitely was not going to just get the fuck over it like this. He apparently hoped that I would. So, in the course of, I'm pretty sure it's been well over a year now since this initially started. Okay, well, I don't know if I fully explained it in that series of videos, but I had a ring and it grew legs and walked the fuck off. We all know that's not, we're adults here. We all know that's not what happened. And I know exactly what happened to my ring and I know exactly who took it. And there is no doubt in my mind, not to mention this person admitted to their brother. Good morning, Mitch, that they took the ring, okay? The reason why this is even more upsetting to me is because they gave me that ring. They whole ass gave me that ring and another one, okay? And then months and months later, come over to visit. I'm getting in the shower, so obviously I take my jewelry off. It's laying on the table. I get out of the shower. It's gone. Literally, they were coming and sitting down as was getting in the shower. I just put my jewelry on the table, go and get in the shower, come out, and it's gone. The jewelry is gone. It's just fucking gone. Okay? To this day, I've not gotten, I'm sorry. I've gotten your dog ate it. My buddy took it. It just disappeared. It literally just vanished into I guess the Matrix had a glitch and it got sucked up into that. I don't fucking know. But that's where we were at with that. I literally stopped talking to this person for several months. And then I was like, okay. They had messaged me. I was like, why are you mad? So, do you really not know why I'm mad? So I said, are you serious right now? You don't know why I'm like, let's really? Oh, you're still mad about that? Yeah, I'm so fucking mad about that. Okay, for one, you accused my fucking dog of eating it. Come the absolute fuck on. But you stole it. You stole it. You stole it in the fucking house that I live in. Why in your brain are you not understanding why this is a problem? Even more so, you're your age, which is a good 10 fucking years older than I am. So it's not like this is your first rodeo with people and being a fucking decent human being. Like, come on. Okay. So I literally have given him like every opportunity to give the ring back. Get me another fucking ring. Replace the one you took. Own your fucking shit. Say you're sorry. Admit that you fucking took it. Stop blaming my fucking dog. Stop blaming my fucking boy. That's fucking ridiculous. Own your shit, bitch. That's where I was at with that. But then he cannot help himself. He has to just always take it to a whole nother ass level, as if I'm not going to lose my whole mind on him over this shit. So he has, at that point, has decided that he's just going to continue to act like he does not know why I'm mad about it still. And it's not that big of a deal. And I should just get the fuck over it. To which I have continued to be like, adamantly, I am not going to get the fuck over this. You are going to admit this, or we're not going to fucking be friends. Like, literally, I will block you from every account that you can possibly fucking try to reach me on. Block your ass. Change my number. Every fucking email. Bye. Okay? He didn't get the memo because I wholly went off yesterday. Went off and was like, and when I hit send, know that you will not be able to clap back and it get through me because you will already be blocked. If you show up where I'm at, anywhere, I don't care if we're at church, which I'm probably not going to be at church and him show up, but you show up here, you see me out outside, you catch me outside and you want to walk up, I wish you would, because you already know. I told him, I said, we're fighting. When I see you, we're fighting. It has gotten to that point where when I see you, I'm instantly gonna get lit just by seeing you. It's gonna set me off. And I'm gonna try to jump on you and just be like a spider monkey, because it's like fucking 6 foot something. Like, it's way bigger than me. There's no way I can beat his ass. Like, that's ridiculous. But I'm scary when I'm coming at you like a spider monkey. So, but the thing is, none of this should be happening because his motherfucking ass shouldn't have stole that shit off me. Point blank. The fact that I'm even giving you a second chance after you did that is good for you. Obviously not a fruitful endeavor for me. Has caused me nothing but stress and probably going to give me gray hair before it's all said and done. But the literal audacity of him to fully go, oh, you're still mad about that? Let me come in your house and steal some shit off of you that I gave you as a gift, and then try to act like I didn't do it and blame it on your dog. Or blame it on one of your best friends. And then be like, it's no big deal. You need to get over it. No, bitch, I'm not getting over it. Literally never gonna get over it. Now, we're not friends no more. You ruined a whole ass friendship of over 15, almost 20 years, dude. Yeah. We known each other for a long time. So that's what I'm saying. Like, because we've known each other for such a long time was why I even fathomed giving him a fucking chance after he did that. But then he's had a whole last year. He's had a whole last year. That is not the only issue. That is one of the hot issues that has got it why it is. Not to mention the fact that he whole ass lied to me about a bunch of other shit, which then made me question our entire friendship. And if I gotta question our entire friendship, guess what? I ain't gonna be fucking friends with you. Fuck you. Go on. I ain't got time for that. I literally do not got time for that. I don't have the mental gymnastics for it. I ain't trying to do that. I like my face. I don't want wrinkles early. I ain't trying to get gray hair earlier than I already am. I got kids to do that shit for me. I don't need that bullshit from regular people. Fuck that. Like, fuck that. That's so crazy to me sometimes. Like, y'all, my friend, sometimes she'll cry at me because she's going through some shit, breakup. I was like, dudes are boneheads. Well, I love y'all. I love y'all. Like, we're not easy. Women are not walks in the park. We're so extra, like, almost all the time. But most dudes are boneheads. Most of my guy friends, all boneheads. That's the reason why I hang out with them, because sometimes I'm a bonehead. And I'm so stuck up that, like, there's been like one or two chicks that I was even like remotely interested in, but not to the point to where I'm going to try to put in so much effort only for me to get my heart broke or some stupid shit like that. Like, I don't, no, not in today's day and age. There's way too much porn. I can love myself and be way less stressed. Like, that. I'm so good on all of that. Thank you very much. Like, so yeah, that's why sometimes some stuff that people go through in life and they're experiencing, is kind of like foreign to me, just because of all the shit I've already been through in the short amount of time that I've been here. I'm already like, when are we? Isn't can I sign up for the shuffleboard in the old folks home already? Like, I'm ready. Where's that at? Where's them? Let's do that. That's where I'm. That's where I'm trying to be. Yes. Why the fuck not? And waved and wait. She was taking pictures of the decals on your truck, and then she just took off and left. I've got to go back and read that, Papa. I don't know what you did. Oh, but was it yesterday or this morning that I was talking about? I think it was this morning. Me and my friend were actually having a private conversation about communication and like why his that why Caucasian Sasquatch and Y Squatch have such a beautiful thing. And I was like, because they communicate. This is this whole ass fucking thing called communication. They have an understanding. Like she's trying to play her video game. He's trying to get another. That and they get that. She ain't fucking with that right now. He's got somebody that will. It works. It's beautiful. How could anybody argue with that? No, what a that name right there, Toilet Bowl Earth. Does he think that the earth is like uh shaped like a toilet bowl? Is that why he says that? Mm, what is wrong with me? I must not either had enough caffeine or sugar. My blood sugar must be low. Monograph. That's the dude. That's what I'm talking. That's the dude that said the shit about being anonymous. Said nobody in anonymous ever. That's like being part of the CIA and just walking down the street every day, like, yeah, I work for the CIA. Said no fucking person that works for the CIA ever. Like literally, no, they do not. No, no. Part of that central intelligence agency would be to shut the fuck up. This is why I don't work for the CIA because I can't do that. Terrible. I'm terrible at that part. Fail right off the bat. As soon as they get my application, they're like, "In? Oh hell no. We can't even duct tape her mouth shut. She'd be talking through the duct tape. What do you mean? Central Intelligence Agency? No, sir. Go put her with another department or something. Because this is not the one. Okay. I wholly have to get another cup of coffee. And then you see, did you see my face? So I'm gonna have to. I can't. You know, I can't watch them. You literally ain't even watched it and has me so fired up that like it is. I'm sure they would probably have something to say about my name too. They could literally suck all of our squatchy balls. That's what they can fucking do. Eat a whole bag of fucking squatch dicks. That's what they can do. The oh, see, that's the one thing about him. Like, if I'm friends with somebody, like we're friends, like I consider you a friend. You know what I mean? Like, you don't talk shit about my friends. Like, what the fuck is that? Don't do it in front of me. Like, definitely don't do it in front of me. That's all I'm saying. Like, that's a dumb thing to do. That is so dumb. Like, that is such a dumb thing to do. But I wasn't watching that. That's what you know, they're jealous. Clearly, they're jealous. That's the only reason why you would even resort to trashing someone like that in that on that level or in that manner at all is because they're jealous. And I said what I said, and they can say whatever the fuck they want to say. I don't care. Like I promise you, I go lose no sleep over that bullshit. Matter of fact, though, what I will do is make sure that I am not subscribed to them, so that they don't get no watch time from me. That's the first thing I do when I find out that people are shitty like that and they talk shit about my creator friends, I go check and make sure if I'm subscribed, guess what? Click unsubscribe, bitch. You ain't getting no watch time from me, motherfucker. I don't think so. Yeah. How could you, if you ain't on Team Sasquatch, do not come in and around my ear space whatsoever. And I mean that with like every fiber in me. Don't come over here talking shit about Sasquatch. I will fucking come and live. My live would get taken down because even words worse that's coming out of my mouth right now would be coming out of my mouth. And then I'd be like, oh, really? Y'all don't like what I'm saying? Well, you can catch me outside. How about that? And I mean that. Why would anybody have, how you gonna have a problem with Sasquatch? Because you a jealous ass bitch. That's why. Or you're a dumbass and you just don't understand it. That's the only thing I could think of is why somebody would not like the Sasquatch. You're jealous or you're a fucking idiot. And I mean that. Like you just no. Let me stop you right there. You're jealous or you're an idiot. And that's it. Because there's literally no and I have literally been interacting with this dude on and off YouTube for well over a year now. There's no way there's nothing you can tell me that's gonna make me not like this dude. Like if you don't like Sasquatch, you a stupid, selfish, sorry, miserable fucking person. I can't even with you. Give me a valid reason why. Did he set you on fire or something? Like why do you not? This doesn't make any sense to me. Like, why would you not? Like, I could really have a full on civilized debate about this. Please bring something to the table, and you better have receipts. Don't you dare come over here trying to argue with me with no motherfucking receipts about saying, oh, you must be dumb as fuck. You think you're gonna come over here and talk shit about Sasquatch? You ain't got no receipts. Swerve. Get out of here with that mess. Ain't nobody gonna hear that. Because my subs, I feel like a lot of my subs probably have kind of like the same mindset as I do about people and shit like that. And they probably, some of my subs come from Sasquatch, I'm sure. So, like, no, no, no. And he's done so many interviews with so many different people. Like, no, 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 get out, go on, go be miserable somewhere else. Ooh, I couldn't be around someone that is that miserable. You have to be. Because how can you interact with Sasquatch and not, if you are not laughing at some point when interacting with him, then that's you doing something wrong. And you're a whole ass messed up, musty vibe by your damn self. That's what you are. And just sit and stew in that. And then when you get over your bitchiness and you can be cool, we'll be over here waiting, welcoming like we always are. But if you want to be a sorry ass bitch, and you can go on somewhere with that because we do not do that here. No. And we ain't even going to like go around smearing you. That too, that whole thing. Like, let's just go and make whole ass 4 and 5 hour long live streams about someone and how much we hate them. But like literally, we're gonna sit there and review their videos and give them so much effing watch time on our live stream that it ain't even funny. Make that make sense. Like really. Like it just doesn't make sense to me. That's like what the sanity machine does to me. I think it's hilarious. That's the reason why. And depending on which phone I hop on, if it doesn't say Barbie Sasquatch, or sometimes it'll say Overlord of Team Evil. Because people that know me, they'll literally be like, if it's just the most anti-evil person I know, what are you talking about? The worst thing she does is kill ants and have no shame in that. Anything else, she really is. It just don't go around telling everybody that I'm like a soft-hearted person that just ruined my whole hardened bitch image. Like, no, we got to protect that. Like I said, can't be telling people I'm soft if I'm about to fuck people up over Sasquatch. Can't do it. Balance. I feel like people would have a harder time liking me then they would have hid. I could fully see people talking shit about me, like you know what I mean. But Sasquatch or Rich, that's another one. That's another one that would or Daisy or Sarah. Like these are my people. And I'm the one in the group that's crazy that gets to act crazy because that's me. That's what I do. So don't bring that over here and expect me not to get all up in your face over my people. Like, that's just what I do. And then, yeah, you see me laughing. I'm that kind of psycho that I will literally be laughing while I'm beating your ass because that's just where I am. Because you asked for it. And then I'll be laughing because I'm like, see, you made me do this. It did not have to come to this, but you made it come to this. You brought your bullshit to my dinner table and then you dumped it out. And now I'm not happy about that. So this is where we are. But those type of people are not intelligent enough to sit down and have a civilized conversation about their grievances about Sasquatch. They would never do that. Just like the Sandy machine. I have asked that dude several times, like, bro, what is your fucking problem with me? Like, I get why you're butthurt over Jason and all that bullshit. That's separate. What's your problem with me? Because honestly, until I found out that he was fucking talking shit about me, I still was subscribed to him, even though he had said what he said about Jason. I was still subscribed to him. But then somehow one of the shorts that he had made about me popped up in my shorts thing one day. And then I went to his channel and saw how many he had. I was like, whoa, you really it's not even that he doesn't, I don't think that he doesn't like me. He definitely likes me. He just wants to make it seem like he doesn't like me or like there's something wrong with me. But Stephen, darling, you would not be watching that many of my videos if you did not like me. And then you would not be making whole ass videos talking about how crazy I am in my granny panties and then pausing on me in my granny panties if you did not like me. Yeah, I saw that. I mean, if you like granny panty, if you like a chicken or granny panty, that's cool. That's your thing. Whatever, bro. You like grandmas, big deal. What you do? I mean, I'm a hot grandma. I'd like me too. Yeah, no big deal. but but your tactic. This is what I bring it back to the. But then again, I was about to say I want to say that it's a Canadian thing, but I know other Canadians and I get along with other. I've gotten along with it. Sometimes they're a little quirky and weird because they're north and I'm south, but like for the most part, we can get along. But for some reason, he is totally convinced that I'm evil, that I'm literally like an evil person. Um, what else did he say about me? It was super funny. And then I did the comment thread read out because I mean, obviously he wanted attention, so I gave him that. And then I was unsubscribed and just like let it go forever. And then he started popping back up in my comments again, and then would pop up in other people that I'm subscribed to his comments and would be like trashing them, or then would see me in their comments and start giving them shit because we interact with one another, like just bizarre fucking shit. Just I thought I personally think it's weird. Like, for example, I'm not gonna go and fucking talk shit to those people that are talking about Caucasian Sasquatch. I'm not gonna watch that live stream and get triggered. However, I'm aware of who those people are, so I'm gonna go make sure I'm not subscribed. And if I see them commenting on my stuff, I'm just gonna be like, "What are you doing here? Like, do you know where you are? Are you fucking lost?" Because I'm aware of what you said about Papa, and that shit is not jiving with me. So if you want to talk about it, we can talk about it, or you can just go the fuck off. And I recommend you go the fuck on because you're probably not going to have a civilized conversation with me about why you don't like him because you have no valid reason. I almost guarantee you you have no valid reason. unless he banged your wife. Then I can see why you might not like him. But I seriously doubt that's what happened. But honestly, but I mean, I doubt that's why. He's taller than you? Wow. See, and I'm just like the shortest, tiniest little person in the group, but I'm probably the most easiest lit when it comes to that certain things. Like, yeah, the other day, who was it? I think it was Flo. It was either no, I think it was Flo's because I've been on Cynthia's twice, but I think this was one of Flo's. It was Flo's, and it was in the middle of the day, which was weird for him to have a live, but it was really random pop up. And I went on there. There was some back and forth going on. This chick was supporting shit that's not cool, and she doesn't have a backbone, and she basically is a spineless bitch. And she said some shit that I feel like is not something that you can even metaphorically compare to anything. But long story short, she ended up triggering me, and I ended up calling her a bitch and then just laughing about it. Like, but she was, and mind you, she's hiding behind her whole avatar or all that shit. And me, I don't even think I had showered yet that day. It was just me, fresh in the house, just got back from somewhere, saw that, heard what she was saying, and was like, whoa, let me stop you right here. That is not cool. You've obviously never experienced that, or you would not be metaphorically comparing that to anything. And then she giggled, and I was like, oh, see, that's why I'm glad we're online. Because if we'd have been in like some kind of group circle and you would have giggled, I'd have called you. Because it's not something you joke about. Like, okay, let me rephrase that. It's not something you joke about or compare. It's like comparing apples to oranges. It's not the same thing. You just don't do that. Okay. When I say it's not something you joke about or whatever, I have a dark sense of humor. When I'm not online and me and my friends are joking around, sometimes I have a really dark sense of humor and say really shit you would not think someone who's experienced stuff like I say would say. But that's me. I'm different. But you don't compare that to this. They are not the same. You know what I mean? Like the R word and other shit, they're not, it's not, they're this is this, and that's all that is. There's no dancing around that shit. It is what it is. And she was trying to do that. And I was like, what? What is wrong with this woman? Or whatever the fuck, like, I don't want to even call her a woman because I feel like you wouldn't do that. Whether you've experienced shit like that or not, you just don't, you don't do that. You don't do that. You just don't. Like, no, no. I don't think I asked my daughter about that, which now that the baby's here pretty soon, her and I will be able to do our thing again. But she works too. I don't know when she's supposed to be going back to work, but a shout out to my daughter too, because she makes having three kids look so easy. And we all know that it's not. So like kudos to her and her husband for making that shit look so easy. And she looks so good to have just had a baby too. Like really. You're not wait. Well, I wonder why they don't or what the issue is. That's what I'm like kind of curious about, like what happened. Why did my thing freeze? Hold on, what's that about? Why did I not know that that's Boa, that comment? Like I probably I probably would. That slogan alone is like that's awesome. I mean, really though. Wait, that reminds me of another. Do you ever watch? Uh, did any of y'all seen the Chilling with Sasquatch that we did about Chosen One, and the creator that she discussed is the internet investigator. She does these like tier videos where like she'll deep dive on something and then do like tier levels of that or whatever. I was watching her most recent one the other day, and wow, that like I personally, the creators that go and do those tiers think some of the stuff that they have to do to do that, and the content that they have to go and research, like, involves them having to get on the dark web. No doubt. That is a scary place. Well, I'm sure it's not. Well, it's I can't do. I don't know how to do it. I don't want to know how to do it. I'm good on that. I mean, I'm so good on that. Like, but because I know me, and there's probably something so stupid and random that I'm gonna come across on the dark web and find out that there's actually a market I can buy, like shrunken heads, like actual shrunken heads. Like, let me find out. You know what I mean? That's what I'm saying. Like, and I'm sure there is out there. That's why I don't do the dark web, because there literally is a market out there somewhere. Somebody, people be buying shrunken heads. That means people are dying and have their heads being getting shrunk, and then somebody somewhere is selling them. Like, and that too, black market for organs, and that thing, that's a real thing. That's why I don't do that. So that the creators that do look up, I mean, not look it up like that, but do the deep dives on that kind of stuff, like, kudos to them, because I'm so illiterate to that type of technology and how to do that, that it's just too risky for me to even want to fathom trying. I would be just totally on there looking up something and fuck around, click on the wrong damn link, and the next thing you know, FBI's kicking in my fucking door because God knows what. That's why I will not, like, literally won't do it. No. And also, I have this crazy fear that I'm going to get on the dark web and I'm going to stumble across some site that has some picture of me where I'm being auctioned off. And then I'm going to have this exacerbated fear that I'm going to be abducted and sold into human trafficking, because that's also a real thing. That shit happens. And it's not, I don't think that's like an unreasonable fear for someone to have. It's not, that's not how it works. I'm pretty I don't know. I don't know people that work in that field, so I really don't know. Not interested in none of that. Seems like our Department of Homeland Security does a good enough job of that as it is. Oh yeah, right. One of the founding members. I want one of those masks though. That's all I. That's literally. That's what I would be in it for. I'd be at the first meeting, like, so, uh, is this where we get the mask? Because that's what I'm here for. I'm the mask, the anonymous mask. It's not like my mask. Those are not. They're not the same. Like, I wish mine looked like that, and I just didn't have the artistic skill at the time to make mine look like that. I'm sure I could go get another one and make it look. But I don't want another one. I want one that looks like that one. That's, yeah. But they're like a lot harder to come by than you think. Mask in general, I think I would have to go. There's a store in the mall here that specializes in like cosplay or some shit like that. I'm pretty sure I could probably find it there. But then I'd have to like go in. We don't have a Party City anymore. Where have you been? We haven't had a Party City in a while. I wish. What? Farm work? That's really dating yourself there when you go roses. I don't think Brindle's was a nationwide jewelry store. Was it? The first trench coat. it's a little over, it's in the 30s. It There was a special weather alert on my phone this morning. I didn't look at it because where I'm at, we don't they'll say we're gonna get snow and then it doesn't really snow. It just the sky will get real gray and it will look like it's about to snow, but for some reason it hasn't like majorly snowed here in a couple years. Oh gosh, where's the wood at? So many. Emma doesn't do cold, and I definitely don't want no blizzard type of shit happening because I was alive when that happened. I do remember it was like 93. We had a blizzard here. There was like 6 feet of effing snow on the ground outside. Everything was closed for damn near a month. Yeah, it was crazy. We were not prepared for that. And it was in March too. This was like out of nowhere, just dump all over us. See, that's cool. That's really cool. Is it? But what if it is a piece of? It could be. But you sure it's driftwood? It could be like some fossilized crustacean or like sea mammal. Think about all the mammals that are just at the bottom of the ocean that we never get to see their damn fossilized remains because they're so far down. It just makes up the sand after a while. Right? Ain't that how that works? Had like a little brain fart for me. I'm like going back to science, trying to remember how that is all going. Like I can't.
I saw this thing about the Sahara. Supposedly every 20,000 years, the sand will go away.
In the Sahara?
Yes, I saw it.
Where? Nuh-uh. That's
Every
crazy.
20,000 years,
But you're out there like near Colorado, aren't you, Jeff? Because they did. I'm pretty sure they they got some snow. Uh, the Flo was saying something about snow. I don't even like to say that word because they be. It ain't toilet paper when you say the word snow. It's milk. The milk will go flying off the shelf like that when you say the word snow around here. Oh, at Lake Tahoe. Oh, that's pretty cool. That's pretty cool. I bet that's nice during the winter. I'm so jelly. I don't know. I just don't know. Maybe it's because I'm such a homebody and I'm so like in love with being from the South and the East Coast. Like, there's not really a whole lot out there on the West that is like that much interest to me that I really want to see. Like the Grand Canyon, I'm afraid of heights and big things like that. That's scary. Like
the buttes and stuff out there.
it's dry. It's so dry. And where I live in western part of North Carolina, there's so many trees, like so many trees. So I've been down to the coast where there aren't trees, not mountainous down there at all, and it literally messes with me when I go back and coming from one area to the other. Like once I get back up the mountain into where the trees are, like I literally get all teary eyed and stuff because I'm just so in love with where I live in the mountains. I can't imagine not living in the mountains. And the colors here on these trees in the fall, like, yeah. Don't get me wrong, like palm trees are cool. I love That's one thing I like going to the beach for. But yeah, Italy, really, right now? Yeah, that's yeah, yeah. California. You live in California? I can't. I honestly am scared of California. I like California to me is like a whole separate entity from the United States just because of Hollywood and because California is such a big state. There's like a lot of different like terrain to cover. Like it's crazy. Yeah, like the northern part of California is not like the same as clearly the southern part. Um, I do not. I think that's roughly no. I think we might live around the same. Let me see what the elevation is here. Okay. I know it's higher up. The higher up on the parkway you go, it's higher than that. I bet. Yeah, and my ears pop a lot when it gets like that. Let's see. Um, I probably should use Google, like like the little Google machiney thing, search thing, way more often than I do. Like I hardly ever use it, ever. I don't know why. I'm direct, like if I didn't look it up in a book in a library at some point in time, I don't know if I necessarily need to know that. Like the law, that's good. I don't know why more people aren't interested in the law because apparently I mean they bank on you not knowing your rights and they'll fully take advantage of that if you allow them to do that. So that's why I think it's yeah, I don't know. That's sad. What kind of life that I mean, I'm not saying like go out and rob a bank and stuff, but like live a little bit, like I don't know. Some people's living a little bit's like skydiving. That ain't happening with me, not happening. What? Oh, we only live at 2,200 feet of elevation. I almost want to be like, we should have our mountain card revoked. We ain't even high up enough to be called mountainous, really. I don't feel like. Mm, I don't know. I don't know. I don't know. But there's parts of the parkway that's like really that's like way higher up there. It's like elevation levels that like Joe's talking about living at um oh yeah, I didn't even think about I bet there's a lot of trees up there too. Is it more like just rugged mountain area in Oregon or is it there's like no there's the because they have the oh my god, what is the name of that huge mountainous area up there that's freaking escaping my mind right now? Sasquatch territory. Like, no. Um, oh my god, is it the Cascades? Isn't that up there? I'm pretty sure. Correct me if I'm wrong, Sarah. But yeah, like, and what is it? Where was it that Todd Standing did his stuff up there? And then it was like borderline Oregon and Washington State and Canada, right? Oh, y'all have desert there too? That's crazy. Sierra Nevada. Isn't that Northern California? Oh. And so on the backside of that, like because Colorado's got like the dunes, right? And that's kind of like deserty mountainous area, I guess, too, right? Like what that stuff that's the kind of stuff if I was to go out west, that's what the stuff I'd be interested in looking at is like geographical stuff that's going on there. That's crazy that they'll have all of that in there. There's dunes on the outer banks, but they're not like the dunes that y'all have out there. They're nothing like that. And there's some in South Carolina, like the dunes that are on our coast. I'm pretty sure do not even compare to what y'all have on the West Coast. It's called Rimrock Shelter. See, I think they were doing some kind of uh, what was it? It was a geological study, but they had these markers, these copper like posts shoved way deep in the ground. It's in a certain part. I stumbled on them about a year ago up on the parkway, and they're looking at something, so they're using those as like markers. And then I had heard um, Randall Carlson briefly talking about some of that. I think it was on one of the one Joe Rogan episodes that he's been on, but I think it was the one that he did by himself, not one of the ones that he did with Graham Hancock. And yeah, I know I don't really follow them as much as I used to when I first started getting into like uh, ancient studies and stuff like that. But like, I do have a lot of respect for the stuff that Randall Carlson does, like the work that he does, like in geography stuff. Like, it's crazy. Um, then like what he was talking about with Atlantis and all that on that in that same episode, like pretty crazy stuff. And it makes a lot of sense. I think it's the same stuff that Jimmy Corsetti was talking about with I don't know about that though, with the Richat structure and all that. I don't know if I think that's Atlantis so much as that other place that was in that video with yeah, with John Anthony West and the other dude, Nick Neenhouse, I think is his name. You think so? Really? Crazy. Then the in the Great Smoky Mountains and uh that and the Blue Ridge Parkway and all that stuff is a biosphere because it the land and the plant like the flora and fauna is also some of the oldest on the planet, dating back to like dinosaur age. Some of the plants are. That's why it's protected. Um, which is why, and they're putting in a whole other freaking national park, right? It's a national park, not a state park. Or is it state park? The one that I was telling you about that's going up Pisgah into Haywood County? Yeah. Which I don't like it when they do stuff up on Pisgah Mountain. Right. If they keep it like that, but like I don't like them messing with the land at all. Really. Yeah. Yeah. I like that little have you seen that little campground place that's up there on that one road with the teepees? All the little teepees. There is there's a campground that's up Pisgah Mountain. It's past their ranch and all this stuff. Because if you look up Pisgah Mountain, you'll see that there's a ranch up there. There's all kinds of different, like there's a bed and breakfast there, but there's also a camping area that has teepees, like really big, old school teepees that you can camp in. I cannot remember the name of. I don't think I've ever actually seen a sign for it, but I can't remember what the name is. Um, what's a sandburger? I feel like that's something I should probably know, but I don't. Speaking of bloody noses, mine has been so bloody for like 2 days every time I blow my nose. I don't know if it's get and it's not dry here right now. It's actually, like I said, it's been kind of rainy, but I don't know if there's some kind of pollen that's like real abundant right now that's bothering me because I was sneezing a lot yesterday. Um, and then that's when and I noticed that like every time I blow my nose, and it wasn't is that bright, like bright red, like that kind of that I was. I'm like, honestly, I'm not used to it being that bright red, so that's what really kind of freaked me out. Like right now, it's so. Uh, is it even raining out there? Or is it just freaking overcast? It's crap. That is the worst. I hate that. Either rain or not. Figure it out, son. Like beach boogers, that's salty though, right? It could. You know what? When you said that, I just I was like, yes, we have been because it has started to get cold. the last couple nights, within the last week. So we have been running the heat more. And you can probably hear it in my voice too, because uh, that's what it does. I'll get super raspy whenever my allergies start acting up. It's just, Emma just gets up and walks off. She don't even give you no warning. Bitch off. It's because the refrigerator's right behind there. It's just right there. And I'm out of coffee. And I don't feel like making another cup because honestly, my coffee is not up to my standard today. I don't know why, but I'm not feeling it. Below 40 ice and no, below 40, I probably wouldn't be able to move. There's not enough meat on these bones. At below 40, I'd be like looking like dang Jack Nicholson at the end of Shining when he's like all frozen in the end of the maze. Like she's over here, I hear her. That yeah, see, especially Sasquatch in Georgia, like 40 below. I mean, him both like, okay, so we know what cold is. That's a whole nother level of that's brutal. That's that's brutal. I couldn't. Because you're gonna have to have like a baklava on and like freaking 3 pairs of gloves and like 6 parkas. I would, and they'd have to have like electric heat in them or something. Yeah, they didn't call school unless it was like minus 30. What? Shit. If it gets a little bit below freezing, like below free, they will. They have done that before here, but not often. I think I can remember like twice when I was a kid that they did, because not because of the snow, but because it was so cold that they did not want the kids going outside. Period. We would have to put chains on the tires of the buses in the winter here. Oh yeah, nowadays they call school over any damn thing nowadays. Like it don't, yeah. If the wind blows too hard, they'll be like, nope, not going to school today. Raining too hard, it might flood. Not going to school today. Buses can't run. Buses can't run in the ice, but they can't run when it is so cold. That's the reason why they can't run in icy weather unless they got the chains on the tires, and even then, that still doesn't always work because that happened on one of my school buses when I was a kid. Babe, I need a knot. Wait, is there a knot in my pants? Ta-da! Yeah, I went out the other day and I did not have my knife in my back pocket. And when I realized that I didn't have my knife in my back pocket, like I literally just started just standing there going like this, and they were like, "What? What's wrong?" I was like, "I don't have a knife. I don't know why, but I don't have a knife in my back pocket." And they're like, "I'm sure it's in your bag. Sure, it's fine." I was like, "It shouldn't be in my bag. It should be in my back pocket. It's always that's it's always in my back pocket." That day, it was in my purse for some. Oh, I probably put it in there when I went to the courthouse when I had to go to that dang uh, juvenile. It's a not juvenile, uh, judicial diversion program is what it's called. Um, I have to go to do. I do that every other week. I have to check in with a pretrial person once a week, and then I go back to court at the end of January. And I'll still have to probably go all the way up until like May of next year, and then I should be done with all of my legal stuff. Yeah, they don't. What? Hmm? Hmm? I, I hear her, but I don't see. Yeah, she must be because I don't see her, but I hear her. I need to water my cactus too because the dirt looks dry as crap, and I think that's what I'm doing. Look at my cactus. I think those. I want to say. Hold on, I'll just tell you what it's called. Oh, it doesn't say. Aren't those moon cactuses? I swear that's what I was told they were called, but I do need water. I gotta get water out of the refrigerator in a minute and water that. Caribou? Mm, those are huge, huge animals. But if you freeze the meat and you could even store that and you'd be good to go like all winter. I would if somebody was to put it like in chili or use it in make hamburgers out of it or something and just did not tell me that's what it was and I ate it. That's this happens to me a lot in my family. That's how they trick me into eating stuff. They'll just tell me it's one thing that it appears to be, and then after I've eaten it, then they tell me what it actually is. Blocks of ice in sawdust all summer. I think I saw that on Deadliest Catch whenever because I used to watch that like religiously. I freaking love that show. Like seriously, like, and I watched it from like early on days, like before Captain Phil died from the Cornelia Marie and all that crap happened on the Time Bandit, all that. Yeah, I was like, I love that. And then there was The Walking Dead, of course, until Glenn and Abraham, and then after that, I really was not with it that much after that. And like what's his name would drive Negan. It's kind of hot in like that weird way that chicks like serial killers type of way. But other than that, like no, you killed Abraham and Glenn. The way you killed man, no, Glenn, no, that was that was too much for me. I was like, that's it, I'm done. I'm so done. Dennis and Boa. And somebody else snuck in a minute ago. JP. That's it. I was like, somebody. I meant to JP snuck in on me real quick. Always does that. It just sneaks in there. And there was somebody else that was. I thought I seen early on, but they're not. I don't think they're on right now. There's a good chance, though. The reason why they're not here is because they're probably over at Richie's because I forgot he's usually on in the mornings too. I'm usually not. Uh, I mean, I'm usually up by now. It's 11:30. I'm usually up by like 9 most mornings, depending on what time I went to bed. Now, like when I did that dang 12-hour live stream over at Flows, I went to bed as soon as I got off of that live stream and I slept for like ever. And then got back up, did another live stream, and then went back to bed. I think is how that went. And so that too, when you do that a lot, which is why Sarah was talking about that last week about the tech break and taking, it's really important to take time away from technology and stuff like that for that reason because you sometimes especially with like stuff that we all do and we're on here all the time like I forget I will get my days and nights mixed up real quick like I was asking him earlier I was like it's Saturday right yeah it's Saturday so yeah that was yeah super and Maggie was pregnant then so like yeah that sucked I'm not gonna lie when Andrea got killed but was it the governor I think the governor ended up doing her that's what she gets she is a traitor man Michonne just like seeing that like side-eyed her like girl what is wrong with you I get it it's the end of the world you trying to survive but still and you died and poor Carl man and this is the thing that Rick literally could be covered in all kinds of entrails from zombies, literally looking straight like a dumpster fire. And I still would be like, what's up? And Shane, but he died super early on. The one that was his best friend. Lori. I didn't like Lori, and I thought she took the coward. I felt like she did that on purpose because she knew she was going to die. And then stick Rick with the baby in the middle of the dang apocalypse. Lori, that's miss me with that. That's why I don't even watch TV anymore. That's crazy. That's how much that like my life has changed over definitely the last 5 or 6 years. It's changed like a lot, but the over the last decade is it was like a real big drastic change from how I used to live and the way I watched TV and the things that I thought and believed and like was crazy. But a lot of it I think had to do with the fact that I got pregnant very early. Um, so I ended up dropping out of school. So then I was working all the time. So I just did like self education and just would only educate myself on things that I was interested in, which back then probably had a lot to do with whatever my partner was interested in at the time, which um, we are not even compatible. I don't know how we managed to stay together as long as we did. But we both watched TV and we were into the things that we were into then. Like I can't I can't even really tell you what he's like into as far as like he is very like craftsy when it comes to like fabricating stuff. Like he's an electrician by trade. So like if it doesn't matter what it is, if it needs to be wired up, he can figure out a way to wire that shit up and make it work. He's really good at that. And like he's remodeled the whole entire place since I moved out and added on to it and all kinds of stuff. And he started doing that when we first got together. And the different because I have a photo album that has a picture of his place, the way it looked when he first moved in it, like over 20 years ago. And that picture in comparison to way his place looks now, there's like two totally different places, even though they're on it's the same place on the same property, but it's like night and day. But beautiful. The stuff that he's done, and he created two different little fish ponds, and one of them he had made me for Mother's Day. The first year after my son was born, he moved it to the front side of the house and then redid that whole area. And there's a walkway. He's actually a really, really artistic and like structurally sound person when it comes to design. Like he's pretty good at that. They're gonna think who's the same person. Oh, Bigfoot and Sasquatch, but they're definitely not the same. there's there's and then there's Sasquatch, but there and then like I think any of it, like Izzy was saying, we're like, what are we, Squatchaholics, right? And so my thing is though, if you, I guess if you got a problem with one Sasquatch, you probably don't like any of them. Again, you're still. I personally, I think we're pretty freaking cool. The whole ass community that we're all a part of is freaking awesome. Only 12 and a half. Oh gosh, yes, that sucks. That really does suck. What is it, Picky Bear? I've heard you over there huffing and puffing for like 20 minutes. What is going on? You just cannot get comfortable. Fine. What? I love it. She's like my little baby. Like now that my kids are not in the home with me, they're not. My son lives with his dad, and of course, like my daughter's married and has their own children now. So, which oh my god, I cannot wait till I see them. I I cannot remember if they're coming up for Christmas because they didn't get to come up for Thanksgiving, obviously. She was literally about to have the baby. Um, so I don't, I hope they're coming up for Christmas. I want to see that baby. I mean, I want to hold the baby. Like I've seen the baby, but I want to hold the baby. Like all of them. They're awesome. I love them. They're so cute and they're so sweet. They're so sweet, especially the older two. You know, the new baby just got here, and she said he's really quiet and really good. He's just a chill baby compared to the other two when they were not. And she's done a different thing with each one of them as far as like feeding and the way she's done. Yeah, so it's it's cool to see how she's done that and then how it's worked out and stuff. Yeah, of course we do. I'm right there with you on that, Spock. Like straight up, straight up. I can't stand it. It literally it drives me bonkers. The whole I understand why we have to have some of the systems in place that we do and all that shit for checks and balances for all that shit. But like the overbearing insinuation of themselves that the government has in so many different aspects of our lives is what I do not like. Like, if there's a way that they can find a way in your life and tell you how to freaking live any part of it, they'll do it. That's what I can't stand. But if you want to do that, you want to live your life a certain way and conduct your life a certain way and do things with your body, you want to do that. You don't have that right. You have to check with them first. And then if they think it's acceptable or not, then we'll go from there. Like, excuse me? And then yeah, Emma, don't, we're not going to, we're not going to do that conversation today. It's not, because this is not, I just, we ain't doing that. Like, no, not today. It's a good day. And it's one of those conversations where I have to put a lot of thought into it. I just happen to be blessed enough the other night though to be on panel with another creator. Their channel's called Rachel's Ghost, and I think she collects um, old vinyl records and stuff like that. And so we were on What's Up Cynthia's channel and had a really good conversation, and a group of us did, and her thoughts and opinions on that community and the, you know, the trans movement or whatever you want to call it. See, I don't even know how to talk about it sometimes because it is such a like hot taboo topic to talk about, and I don't keep up with everything that's going on within that community, so sometimes I'm not up to date on the lingo or whatever. Like, yeah, so yeah, so it's hard for me to get into that conversation, which I don't mind to, as long as all parties understand. Like, if I say something, I'm not trying to be offensive. It's very much due to the fact that I probably don't know the right verbiage to use in certain situations when it comes to that. Like, I just lost on that sometimes. I mean, hell, I still am pretty sure that dude over there at Flo's channel thinks I'm a dude. So I just run with it. I just like, yeah, whatever, man. Even though I've had kids, it is what it is. But it's cool. It's whatever. Because people, at the end of the day, people are going to think whatever they want to think. I personally, I don't, I do not judge people based on whether or not they're man, woman, whatever. On YouTube, I would prefer that you not be under the age of 18 if you're watching any of my content, just because, well, you're under 18. Have you heard my potty mouth? For one, your parents probably would not approve. Two, I don't want kids watching my stuff because I don't filter myself. And I know that I'm not always appropriate in front of children. Like, that's me. That's just who I am. That's how I've always been. I do try to be mindful of that when there are kids around, but for their sake, and I would prefer that they just don't, because like I said, you never know what I'm going to talk about, and you never know if you don't know how I feel about it, and it's the first time you hear some my opinions that I have on certain things. You might be like, oh, shocked or appalled or just whatever, gaslit. I don't freaking know, but that's why. And kids, their minds, yeah, there's a lot of stuff that I talk about that they probably can't even wrap their head around. They're just like, what is this old bitch talking about? Like, so that's why I say, like, no, kids, please, please don't. I highly recommend that you don't. And I would hope that if your parents saw you watching me, they'd be like, you better turn that shit off. Find somebody else to watch because that lady is crazy. She might be crazy. I don't know. She kind of sounds like she might be crazy. And is she wearing black lipstick? Because really, yeah. Why are you watching her? Is she going to put some kind of voodoo magic spell on you? Is that what this is about? Are you learning the devil's magic? Are you into that voodoo? That's where that would end up. Is this where you want to be when Jesus comes back? Watching that crazy lady wear the black lipstick? Well, if that's where you are when Jesus comes back, that's awesome. Because I mean, I'm gonna be sitting with me when Jesus comes back, and then I'm gonna have to follow him because like I'm on bus duty. I got in trouble with God, so I got to drive the bus for like at least a lifetime. Because after Judgment Day, there's a bus, and some of y'all are gonna get on the bus, and you get to go into the pearly gates and beyond. And then there's another bus, several of those, and they go to the other place. I will be driving bus numero 6. Yeah, that's me. Anyways, uh, that's just that's what I have to do because that's what we worked out. It's between me and God, no big deal. But if you're on my bus, I picked a song, and it's a surprise though, and it's not the wheels on the bus. Okay, that's not what it is. No, could you imagine like if I was driving the bus to hell, but then I just played nothing but a bunch of worship music? It's me. Don't test me. I might. I just might. Or this would be me if I was riding a bus that was going down, which I know I'm not because I'm on bus duty, and that's how I got out of going down because I'm on bus duty. Um, Country music. If they were playing, sorry, country music fans. Okay, I like country music, but it's old school. Like I like older country music. Like there came a point in time where country music got too poppy for me, and I was like, I'm out. This ain't country no more. Fuck this. I'm out. And I'm trying to think of when that. I'll give you one guess. It's probably, and don't get me wrong, because I love this song. I really do. But Nelly belongs over here in the rap. With rap, we're doing the rap thing because it's Nelly, and that's what he does, and that's what everybody, with the grills and the band-aid and the whole thing. And then there's Florida Georgia Line, okay, and they are country or allegedly country with a side of Nelly. That whole thing right there was where I was like, yeah, so I'm super confused right now because I like my rap to be rap and I like my country to be country. And when you just, what a absolute fuck are you doing to the music? No, sorry, but no. And then because we let that happen, it continued to spiral out of control. And now there's stuff that like they try to say is country where I'm like, that is not country. Where is Reba and Dolly when you need them? Why are they not saying anything about this? This is horse shit. This is not country. This is why I don't listen to country no more. I don't even know if my mom listens to country. And my mom was the reason why I listen to country. What? What is it? So, yeah, I'm pretty sure that, let me make sure before I close out because I'm trying to make sure that I covered all the stuff. Because I'm not gonna do a live readout of that comment thread unless they clap back one more time after I've told them I know at least 3 times now they're not getting the last word. If they do it again, I told them too. I said, you do this again, we're done. You obviously want to change them. We will do a whole readout, but you still not going to get the last word. So I think that was it. There was that thing about the person with the anonymous. I just want some more clarification on that. Yeah, I think that was it. Where's my notebook at? Where is that? Because I have everything written down. Well, I had the most important stuff that I wanted to make sure that I remembered written down. And then I have some timestamps, but then I don't have nothing written beside it. Wow. But next time I do a live, there was some stuff I was going to talk about that had to do with the Department of Interior and the Department of Agriculture, because they are definitely connected to one another, and they all have to do with like feeding into the black projects and all that stuff. There was a huge protest the other day where like a bunch of protesters tried to storm across the bridge that goes into the Raytheon property. But they were stopped, of course, before they got to that other side of the bridge because they got cameras all over that bridge. Like just before you even get to the main gate, you got to cross a bridge and then you got to go through one gate and then there's a main gate on in there. They didn't even get all the way across the bridge before they got stopped. They had megaphones and signs. There was a whole bunch of them out there. I do not remember if there was a specific thing about Raytheon that they were protesting about, but I cannot remember what it was. I know I'm so glad that my son is almost out of school. My daughter graduated already, of course, but my son's got a little over a year left of school, high school anyways. I'll be glad when he's out of that. But he's got a pretty good level head on his shoulders, like as far as like I don't think he watches the news because I don't think he like feeds into a lot of the stuff that's on there that they cram down their throats. I don't think he jives with that. He's into his music and stuff like that. That's his thing. Okay. Oh, I have to look. I have to see. Sometimes after the lives, I go back and read through the whole chat for what I missed that I can't see while I'm live. That way, I remember anything that I missed, so I can talk about it in the next one. And I bet because I had been making like a lot of shorts and lives versus the way I used to just like do uploaded videos. But now that I have cleared up storage and space on my phone, I've been working on doing that again. I just have a bunch of stuff that has to be clipped, and edited, and yeah, y'all that are creators, you know how that is. And sometimes it gets exhausting, especially around holiday season. It's like it's a lot. It's heavy. So yeah, that's what I guess somebody's fixing to come to the door because I just saw somebody walk by one window and they'll be coming to the door any second. And I'm not sure who it is, so I'm probably just gonna either wait and let them walk on back around to the front and they can get answered there. Because chances are they're probably not looking for me. Anyways, because a lot of people still like there's ever since his mom passed away too, there's like a whole entire different living arrangement again. Like I'll do a lot of my recording and live streams here because that's where my stuff is as far as that goes. Whereas like the majority of my personal belongings, clothes, stuff like that, knickknacks, art, shit, all that is elsewhere because I had moved it out. So a lot of people will come to the door thinking that him and I are together down here when that's not the case anymore. It's pretty much just like a studio area. And then he lives upstairs and I go home. When I go home, and that's the way it is now. It's like, it's hard for people in my personal life. Some of my friends just, for some reason, do not understand that. They're like, so wait, so you live in like two different places? I'm like, I guess you get to say I live in two different places. I'm like, but no, like I live in one place and then my studio is at the place where I used to live. So sometimes because of the timing and scheduling of creators that I work with and collaborate with, I end up sleeping at the studio is what it is. Because clearly, like right now, I'm only down here with the dog. He is upstairs. I'm pretty sure he's talking to somebody else. He has his own room, living room. Actually, has a living room and a den. Whole ass kitchen and 4 other freaking rooms on the 3rd floor. So like, we're good. If we can't get along, it's because one of us is being a petty bitch and probably needs to get in the car and go for a ride and let it go. Because there is no literal fucking reason why in a house this big 2 people should not be able to get along. Even if one of those people was me. And I'm not always, I know that. I know that I'm not the easiest person to get along with, and I don't mean to be difficult. And I definitely don't try to use my autism as an excuse. I don't think that's fair. It's not cool. There's a lot of people out there that are on a different end of the spectrum than I am. So yeah, I don't try to excuse the fact that I'm difficult. I just try to be as least difficult as I can be and try to adapt as much as possible to other people, even if it's something I'm not necessarily comfortable, like, doing. Sometimes I adapt to other people's stuff so that they're more comfortable, but like Flo has his own tube of toothpaste because he said when you take it and you squeeze it, the toothpaste across your toothbrush. And then other people do that too, and it goes across their toothbrush, and then you're putting it. And I was like that makes sense. So I see why he does that. But at the same time, that's so extra. It Katie, it's got to be so hard to be Katie, his girlfriend. It's like, bless her heart, for real. But it totally makes sense. And this was because of that short that I made the other day. Like, if you don't take a washcloth into the shower with you, I'm not sure why you are not understanding why everybody is like kind of going whoa to that. Because for one, what are you doing in there? Are you just, and if you're just using your hand and the bar of soap, I do not want to see what your bar of soap looks like. Like, nah, nah, nah. You're musty. And your bar of soap probably looks like a Sasquatch. I'm just like, really? What are you doing? What are you doing in there? I can't. I'm sorry. I just still to this day messing with me. Like, what are you doing what are you taking there to wash with? And let's say you don't have soap, you just got body wash that day. I just want some more clarification from that person. Like, help me understand, what are you doing? You just standing under the hot water, like, yes, burn the flesh, and hope that D like gets the dirt off or something, like disinfects you. I don't understand. Oh, I wish it was 72 here. God, I was talking about soap. I'm talking about a whole bunch of random stuff that I've been confused about. I guess that's what you could say. A lot of this is just me talking about random stuff that has occurred over the last couple of weeks or in general in my life that has legitimately confused the absolute crap out of me on every level, to where I'll sit around weeks after it with trying to do mental gymnastics on whatever it is. Like, I don't understand. I just want to understand. Like, where you coming from? Make it make sense, because the math ain't mathing. That kind of stuff. Because I'm always like, I love learning. Like, I love learning about stuff, new stuff, random. Like, I'm really used to be really good at Jeopardy because I just have like random bits of knowledge for literally. I can't even tell you why I know some of the stuff I know. And I would just get the answer, and my friend would be like, "How do you know that? Like, how did you know that answer?" And I'm like, "I read it in a book, or like I heard it on some medical show or some weird something or other like that." That's yeah, yeah. That's what I'm saying. Because the more you know, the better. Like, I feel like that's a is the biggest problem sometimes with people getting into like back and forth disagreements, is because one party or the other isn't as informed on the topic of discussion and just needs more clarification, or sometimes it's just a case of like, this is why I do not do political stuff. Please do not ever try to do political stuff with me. I refuse to do. No, we can't do it. Doesn't even make sense to me. Won't do it. Ain't happening. Don't vote. Don't care. Ain't fucking doing it. We're not going to go there. And because of the way I see people literally like metaphorically, spontaneously combust over political stuff, that's why I don't do it. I I can have religious conversations all day long with people from all walks of religion, like views, like, but political stuff, miss me with that. Like, I would literally go, no, please make it stop. No, can't do it. I'm not leaving. Bye. Can't do it. Guys, it's such a like, and I know people are like, why do you not care? It totally affects you. I'm like, it affects me to the level that I let it affect me. And other than that, no. Like, whatever Donald Trump's doing right, it is not affecting me one fucking bit. What Joe Biden's doing right now, or his son and his laptop, is not affecting me. And so I'm sorry. We're not going to talk about it. I don't care. It's not affecting me. It's just something to distract us from whatever is really going on over there. So, like, no, I don't care. I don't. I don't even know if they even have an election next year. I'm just like, isn't there a dictator supposed to be moving in pretty soon? Because I think that's where this is going. Looks like we're right in line for that. So I'm just wondering who that's going to be and when does that start? Because that's the way it seems to be going. So why even get caught up in that when I'm pretty sure that's where we're headed? I mean, I don't see it going really any other. And then I seen, was it like 2 weeks ago, there was a Kennedy thinking about running. I was like, does he not know what happened to the last couple of dudes that did that in his family? He might want to sit that one out. I'm just saying. I mean, I would not. I'd be like, dude, they already. Why y'all want me to go out there and do that? They done killed John and the other one, Robert. With Robert, what is daddy, sir? It like that's I just the stuff that goes on there too. Sometimes just literally confuses me so much. Like, don't even start on the bushes. Like, G-Dub, just stay at the ranch and shut up, please. How we did, you know. Just don't, just don't. Because it's just not, it's not gonna work out for me. On a funnier note, isn't this the cutest little piece of art, ceramic art you've ever seen is pottery, hand painted. Now, I am not 100%. I think my friend gave me that recently. And then I have this, which is a Tinkerbell belt. See, literally Tinkerbell. And then I have a bell from like the hotels where you just ding it, when you need service. Have one of those. It's really loud. I also have this really cool like safety thing that my friend gave me. Um, it's like an alarm, like they you got if you carry mace or something like that, but it's an alarm that uh, goes on your keychain. It looks like this. When you pull the pin pulls out, and then it makes like a really loud sound until you put the pin back in it, right? And I didn't know. I had no idea until yesterday what it sounded like. Um, oh, that's so funny. The see, I am such a visual person, like a mental imagery person, and so like the whole loofah mitts with this. Oh my gosh, I literally am just rolling right now. And then I took it a step further, and it was like envisioning Sasquatch, a whole like Bigfoot in the shower with the look, just like yeah, and it smells mountain fresh. Like oh my gosh, see, like I crack myself up sometimes. Like that's why another thing too. I don't understand why people get. I can get okay. I can understand depression. I can relate fully. I also have post traumatic stress disorder. But even if I lived 80 years, that's still too short for me to live and be not happy most of those days. Like everybody should be laughing at some point in the day. If you don't crack a smile or you're not laughing at least once a day, that's to me that's really really sad. Like I mean, that's really sad. And if I sit and think on that too much, it will become so overwhelmingly sad to me that I will literally cry about it because I'm that kind of an empath, which is why part of my defense mechanism sometimes is to just be a dick, like just be abrasive as fuck, and then people are not as gravitating towards me because I don't want to be all up in their feelings too and crying all the time because it's hard. It's hard because feelings are feelings, and when you got to go through the heavy ones, it's not always fun. That's why I like laughing, and I can totally do that clearly all by myself. But it's cool to be able to share that with other people. I think that makes it better when you get to share it with other people and other people get you and your sense of humor and you get their sense of humor and it just works. That's what makes the community fun and cool and awesome to be a part of. That's why I get so defensive over the community that I have become a part of, and especially the one that I have created here at my channel with my peoples. Like, I hope they know this is a safe space for them and that they can come here and talk about anything. And it's a judge free zone. And the second anybody wants to get judgy in the comments to them, well, I, I have a spine and I also have a remove and block button and I know how to use it. I don't like to do I literally will give anybody a chance to say whatever, so long as it's respectful enough. You know what I mean? Like there's some stuff that's like, yeah, you should have known that was not happening. But yeah, it's definitely a place where you can come and talk to me about whatever. And I'm definitely not going to judge you. In fact, I'm probably going to be just even more intrigued by you and have more questions and try to get a better understanding of you because you're a fellow human being or hybrid, whatever, if you are, whatever you are. That kind of thing doesn't matter to me. You appear to be a human, you have two arms, legs, whatever, and you walk and talk and we can communicate, then I'm going to try to understand you so that there's not conflict or some uncomfortableness between us when we interact. Would like, where's the fun in that? That I never did understand that. Like I get people get emotional. I get why people argue and they get upset about things. I totally get that. But to just not want to get along with anybody ever, or not try to, like, if I don't understand, if I don't like someone right off the bat, before I just go, fuck this person, I don't want to have nothing to do with them. I try to go, okay, what did they do that made me feel this way? Like, why am I feeling like I want to punch them in the forehead right now or whatever, you know what I mean? And I will try to get a better understanding of them, which is what I was doing with the sanity. I'm still trying with the sanity machine, but like I feel like I'm beating a dead horse at this point. Because like the way a back and forth goes and to get an understanding, like there's questions, then answers, and it goes back and forth. So if I ask you a question and then you proceed to act like you just didn't even hear that and then start talking a bunch of other shit that's completely irrelevant to what we were initially discussing, well, then at some point I'm going to be like, okay, so I don't know what the fuck you're trying to do here. And I was trying to understand where you're coming from, but since you do not want to engage in any kind of way that's going to give me that, then like, I don't know what else you want from me. And if you want to continue to engage in this type of interaction, then you're going to see a side of Emma that you probably aren't ready for. Because after a while, I'm going to get fed up with your bullshit, and I'm going to tell you how the fuck it is. And you can kick rocks with open-toed shoes, bro. I don't give two flying. That's the way I am. Because I gave you a chance. You don't want to answer no questions or give me any feedback as to where you were coming from. So you're trying to leave me in the dark. And if you're trying to make me look dumb, that's not going to work because I'm trying to understand you. You don't want to let me. That's on you. Bye. That don't make me evil. That just makes you a jackass. And go ahead, tell subscribers I'm evil. You think I care? I'll be laughing about it. I make his shorts laughing about you saying I'm evil because anybody that knows me knows that's so like not even close to true. So yeah. So when people don't like me, I literally almost like 80 to 90% of the time, I'm like, they either one, don't understand me, or two, they suck. Because I'm awesome and I like me and my dog does and my kids do. And there's like 480 people on YouTube that, for the most part, must like me. They're subscribed to me. So you and your bonehead opinion really ain't fucking mattering that much to me at the end of the day. But I tried. So there's that. So that's how I go to sleep every night. Like, I tried. You didn't want to work with me. That's not me. That's you. And and you can be mad at me over that all you want to. It ain't gonna change the fact that it is what it is. Like I have a whole ass sister that I literally gave 30 some odd years. Uh, we just will not ever understand one another. I love her to death. I'm pretty sure my sister loves me, but we do not get along, and we cannot be around one another for like more than about 20 minutes before we're ready to freaking go at it, because there is some misunderstanding in the communication that like I think it's attitude, that the way we'll talk to one another, that one will interpret the wrong way, and we just every time. It's just that the sister sibling rivalry is a little different, but I love her, and like I still, just like I would anybody that I don't care about. I'm the only one that can talk crap about my sister. You cannot talk crap about my sister. I don't even care what the heck she's. You don't even know. That's my sister, and she's my baby sister. That's the way I am over my friends, my family. I'm just it's the mama bear instinct in me to just be protective over people before myself most of the time. Yeah. Yeah. But I just, if everybody was like that, the world would be a better place. But if everybody was like that, then the world would also be a very lame and boring place after a while. I mean, we at some point we got to admit, like, conflict, whether it's positive or negative, conflict is necessary if change is going to come about. You've got to have some sort of conflict to arise to cause the conversation to be had in order for the discussion to come about, for change to come about. It's just the way shit works. Or at least that's how my brain is mathing it up today. That's the way my brain's making it work today, anyways. And it sounds good. I'm sure in a year from now, when I rewatch this on some level, I'll be like, what the fuck are you even talking about, Emma? But it's like a video diary. And then when my kids, as they get older, my grandkids grow up, and when I'm not here anymore, YouTube will probably still be here, or the archives of YouTube, and all of the cool shit and artists and people, creators that I've met online and interacted with, and conversations that we've had that have been legitimately meaningful and thought provoking. Hopefully, those are the ones that my kids and grandkids come across, and it resonates with them, and then they pass that on to the next generation. And at some point, we overcome the intergenerational trauma that we're trying to heal from. Like, that's what the fuck I'm doing here. In case anybody was wondering what the crazy bitch in the corner, seemingly rambling about nothing, is actually talking about, that was it right there. Timestamp it, boom. That was it. That's her end game. The end. I can drop the mic now if I had one. But, so, and if I make a difference in some, even if it's just one person's life in a positive way, then my whole fucking job is done. And I'm good. Then I go to sleep at night, totally cool with that. That's why I do what I do too. So that's what makes me happy on the inside, like on the inside, knowing that that's what my end game is, and that every day that's what I'm striving for and working towards, is how I sustain my happiness in my life. That right there. See, guys, she's not totally rambling about nothing. If you're actually paying attention, because people don't have attention spans, but like this big anymore. So yeah, I get it. I get it. If people with those short attention spans pop up in one of my lives and hear me for like 10 minutes, they probably do think I'm literally batshit crazy. I don't blame them, because you ain't paying attention, so you probably don't know what the fuck I'm talking about. You probably do think I'm crazy. You have to go way back. Then you'd be like, oh, damn, that does make sense. Like, yeah, I know. I know. That's what I'm here for. You're welcome. I don't even want or care so much about if they even say thank you. It's just the fact that it did make a difference. That's all that matters to me. That's all that matters. And I do know, like I do, and because I have interacted with people, talked to people, had conversations with people, and have had people come back and say, dude, you remember that stuff we were talking about the other day? Like, that shit really set with me, man. And now, and something good come about because of that. Like, so for every like whatever, like 500 people that I do get along with, there's probably like one dipshit in the bucket that just doesn't get it. Hopefully they will one day. If not, I mean, there's the next go around, maybe, I don't know. I don't know. This was not meant to be this go around, and that's okay too. Like, I have learned some things are just going to be the way they are. There's nothing any of us can do about that, and we just have to accept it and move on. Is there is no point in wasting any more time or energy on it, because literally there is not anything you can do to change it or remedy it. It's just, that's just the way it is. It's like how gravity is always going to be here. That's just the fucking way it is. Can't do shit about it. Why even get caught up on it? Can't none of us change the actual shape of the freaking earth, so why are we going to argue about it? When somebody can give me a good answer for that, let me know. Because we can't. We literally cannot change the whole ass shape of the earth. So why y'all want to argue And on that note, because I have to pause, and I probably should get started with my day and check my messages and let you guys sit with this random overload of nonsensical conversation. And then maybe later, if some of y'all are live, or if I see you in a live stream or in a comment thread somewhere else, we can continue talking about this stuff. Or I can always come back tomorrow and we can talk about whatever, because that's what we do. That's what we do. And I want to go check out and see. I have not actually watched that much true crime stuff, which is what I usually do first thing every morning. And I want to do that too. And then check in on what everybody else is doing that's usually doing stuff in the morning when I'm not doing stuff. So that's what I'm going to do. But thank you all for coming and checking out my stools and all that, and then all of the random stuff that we talk about, because I think this stuff like this is what repeat, especially after the whole 2020 thing. Like people just need, there's stuff people got to get out this, and sometimes therapists are just not cool, and they just nah. So I think if this is what works for you, and that's how you're able to get through your stuff, then cool. I vibe with that too. That's why I do this. And I think that's why a lot of other people that I do collab with or interact with, like Sarah, Sasquatch, Richie, this, we do this because we're trying to get somewhere globally, planetary, like collectively, consciously progress at the end of the day. At least I feel like that's what my mission is. Why that's why I'm here this time. And I'm so blessed to have each and every one of you with me along the journey. And I'm glad that you were here with me today so that we can talk about this and all the stuff that we talked about in the side. And then hopefully, if I come back later tonight or tomorrow, I'll see you all then. And if not, I'll see you in chats elsewhere, because we're like all over the place these days. All of us are. I love that. I think that's awesome. It's like catching on. So let's just keep on doing what we're doing, because it's supposed to be working. And I'll catch you guys